Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm delighted to be joined by Sion Yaxley. Sion, first and foremost, nice to meet you. How's things, mate?
Good, thanks. How's things with you? Everything good?
Good, mate. The sun is shining up in Scotland for a change, so once I'm done here, I'll probably go for a walk or something like that in the sunshine. But probably the what we can do nowadays is nice long walks. But back to you're with Kieran Farrell right now. You're signing a new contract. Just talk to me about that.
I was with Chris Sanagar for 3 years, and then but I was boxing on a load of Kieran shows. Obviously, I'm from North Wales, so that's quite close to the Northwest. So I thought it just works out logistically much better with Kieran. Obviously, I've got a good relationship with Kieran and all that. I know what he can offer me and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it'd be nice working with Kieran.
Kieran's a good man. Like I said to Jerome as well, he's a very, very good man. A lot of time for Kieran. But for you, how anxious are you to get out and get fighting under Kieran and stuff like that? Because you're 6-0 now. I'm guessing that you want to just get out there as soon as possible, back in that ring.
100%. It's been just over a year since I last boxed, and I was on Kieran's last show, and it's just dire at the moment, isn't it? With with hardly any show. Well, there's obviously big shows going on, but there's no like small hall shows really, is there? But I just can't wait to get out there now and just get fighting. The sooner the better, really, and just do what I do best in fighting and have a bit of scrap, like so.
Well, talk to me about your fighting style then. For people that don't know, you just said you like a bit of a scrap. So how would you describe your sort of fighting style then?
I'd say I'm a bit of a box puncher, yeah. So I can box a bit, but I like to hold my feet and sink some shots in. Like I know my record, I haven't got any stoppages on my record, but I wouldn't go on that. I think personally, I think I can punch a little bit, but so I'm quite strong.
What I will say, Sion, right, is the 4-round fights. It takes a while to get into fighting these German because they know how to turtle up a little bit. But when you get to that 6-round fights, I'm guessing that's when you start breaking your opponents down, and then we might see the stoppages coming. Is that how you would think, that you break your opponents down, and then we might see in the later rounds you get the stoppages?
Yeah, 100%. Like I boxed John Arden, who gave John Hedges a tough fight last time out, and I dropped him in the 4th round. I think if there was 2 extra rounds, as like you're saying, I get stronger as the rounds go, and I think if it was two more, I think another round, I think it would have done him. Like
for people that don't know,
I work better. Sorry.
No, sorry, I just cut out.
Yeah. I was saying, as the rounds go on, I get stronger, I get better. So I'm like, you can figure them out a bit more. You can open them up.
Yes.
You can figure them out, and then obviously I like to throw a lot of body punches, and they don't take effect until the later rounds, really, do they? So you start throwing them in early, and then say if I was to go, shots start taking a toll, isn't it?
Definitely. That's it. That's it. Just talk to me about your amateur career then as well, Sion, and stuff like that. Break down what you've done in the amateurs.
So in the amateurs, I had about 50 odd. I was on the Commonwealth Games squad for Wales, but I didn't qualify. I boxed a few good kids. I boxed a Bas Baru from Germany, if you've heard of him. He beat Pat McCormack in the finals of the European. Like, so I boxed some good kids in the qualifiers for the Commonwealth. Like, but I didn't quite make the cut. So, but I had about 50 amateur fights. I won about 30, 35 or something. So this thing, but like I was saying, a lot of them were. I'd say I lost about 7 international. So if and to be honest, I was a bit out of my depth because I only had about 30 fights at that time, and I was boxing people who had like 120 fights internationally. So I was a bit out of my depth, like. But if you take away them, like shows around here, I was just beating everyone, to be honest. So I was an all right amateur. And then,
well, I'm going to talk about the pro game then. Let's go straight back. You're fighting up at super welterweight, the 154-pound division. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Not a bad division, Sion.
I know. So yeah, it's a good division. Class lads, isn't it? obviously had Cheeseman McCART in box on the weekend. Yeah. That was a cracker fight, wasn't it? To be fair, I thought McCART done well, but he's got to be the best at the moment, isn't he? But I was sparring Fowler over Christmas because he boxed not long ago, didn't he? So I was sparring Fowler over Christmas, and he can punch as well, to be fair. And, but I'd tip Fowler to beat Cheeseman, like.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Well, let's talk about you, because you said that you like to plant your feet and dig in a few shots. Now, when you look at fighters in this division, you mentioned Anthony Fowler, you mentioned Ted Cheeseman, then you've got Scott Fitzgerald, yeah. Then you add Sam Eggington. Do you know what I mean? It seems to me that if you're in there as well, I mean, this is just a tasty division. You're just going to see the Ted Cheeseman type, McCART type wars between you all. I mean, Fitzgerald was a decent war, it was a cracking fight. Cheeseman, good wars with Fitzgerald as well. So right now, it just seems like this 154-pound division, it's fighting, not boxing. It's just a pure out war. So you must be excited about that.
100%, but as well, like I was saying, I like to plant my feet, but I won't be careless with it. So I've done that in the, like I was saying again, going back to the amateurs. In the amateurs, when I was really a novice compared to who I was fighting, I was standing there and trading too much when I shouldn't have been. Now I'm a bit more experienced, like having them sparring session with Fowler. I've sparred the likes of, I sparred McCART a couple of years ago. You learn stuff, so it's not all about standing there all the time and trading. When you have to move, don't you? And just it's all about adapting to styles, adapting to things. So if you know you're not going to be stronger than them, you have to be more clever than them, don't you?
Exactly. So again, this might put you on a spot a little bit, Sean, here, but it's my job. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Out of them names I mentioned there, the Eggingtons, the Cheesemans, the Fowlers, the Fitzgeralds, which one tickles your fancy? Who would you like to? When you look at them names, you think me and him, that would be an all-out fan-friendly war. Which one?
You'd have to say Cheeseman, wouldn't you? Cheeseman, he's always in good fights, isn't he? Let's get it straight in it. He's a good fighter as well, and he can fight, but he's always in fan-friendly fights. To be fair, as well, he's at the top of the bunch, and you have to aim for the top of the bunch, don't you? Yeah. So if I was to say someone like Eggington, he's not top of the bunch. You want the one who's at the top. If realistically, if you have to aim for the top, don't you? So you'd have to say Cheeseman. Wouldn't you?
Definitely. I think everyone wants a piece of Cheeseman just because of a piece of Cheeseman. There you go, maybe a little pun there.
Yeah, that's it. The big cheese. Yeah, it's a good nickname as well, isn't it?
Get a piece of cheese. Everyone, because he brings that style to the game, doesn't he? He brings that sort of shot. He takes one to land one. Do you know what I mean? And that's again fan friendly. It might not make him last long in his career, but that's how he fights, and I enjoy it. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it. But for you, signing with Kieran Farrell and stuff like that, Kieran's a good man. So what are you hoping for this year?
And for this year, hopefully, just get out as soon as possible and as much as I can. Really, just get back fighting, get a bit of ring rust out there, like off me, like, and just get fighting, and hopefully then I can move on to. I've been ready for 6 rounders for ages, but move on to 6 rounders, and then hopefully an 8, and then a 10, hopefully 10 rounders. That's what I want in the near future, innit? But 2021, I'd say more just get out and get rid of the ring rust, and then move on to more rounds and stuff.
Definitely. What are your ambitions in the pro game then?
Win titles. Simple as that. Win titles. Like, you've seen it with, you see with a lot of fighters, they win a British title and big doors open then, innit? Mm-hmm. Realistically, like Cheeseman, he's boxed for a European title. Say if he'd won that, he'd be on the cusp of world titles, wouldn't he? So it's all about that British title. It just opens massive doors for you, doesn't it? So just about aiming for the British title first as a stepping stone, and then hopefully push on then. But I'm not looking too much ahead. I know you got to look at every fight as it comes, really, don't you? No. You got to stay quite grounded and just. But like I said, chase titles is is what I'm hoping for.
Definitely. Well, I won't keep you much longer than Sean, but what I will say is, for people watching this interview, you got anything you'd like to say to them, the British public that might not have seen you fight before, and tell them to watch out, I'm coming?
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm poor with stuff like this. Yeah, just watch me in it, and then it'll be just full of excitement, hopefully.
An exciting division as well, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, jam-packed division, yeah.
Definitely. Well, I won't keep much. Man. I'm looking forward to following your career now.
Thanks very much, mate.
I've got a lot of time for Kieran. He's a good man. So stay safe, my man. Hopefully you'll be out soon. I'm sure Kieran will work hard for you, man. He always does for his fighters. So stay safe. And I'll speak
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Sean.
Great. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.